It's time to get moving. Today, the theme is going to be about how the left and the right work together towards the best service of our whole. So let's get started with a plank using everything head to toe. You can come down onto your knees, and we're going to take our hands wide at the top of the mat and step your feet back one at a time, all the way out. We want to make sure we're finding this effort through the entire body, not just loading into the wrists, making sure we're finding opening through the middle back to support the wrists, making sure we're finding length from the tailbone all the way stretching through the spine, through the crown of the head. Check in with your balls of feet and see if you have equal weight in the balls of both of your feet, or if you're leaning heavily towards one side. If this is feeling aggressive in your body or in your low back today, bring your knees down, keep holding your plank, where you have a nice long diagonal line, crown of head stretching away from your tailbone, knees stretching away from hips, ribs drawing up towards your spine, gathering towards center. Find a little more length, a little more open, a little more breath. You can have knees down or knees up. We've got 8 seconds left. Just really send your body and your awareness towards center for 3 and 2. And bring the knees all the way down. All right, we're going to take the right elbow onto the mat, and we're setting it up similar to a side plank. So I have my knees stacked for this setup, and the right forearm is down. We're going to go into a twist with our left leg and left arm extending. So it's going to look like this. The left leg floats up, and that's going to stay floating up. And we're going to inhale, rotate. Can you feel how the core is gathering towards center? And then exhale, bring it back. I'm bending the knee and the elbow, but the leg is still hovered. Inhale, lengthen, reach, rotate. Exhale, drag it back through center. See if you can find this intention and the movement via the pelvis rotating. Can you rotate it a little bit further towards the ground, finding the waistline narrow? And then exhale, bring it back. So really find that reach, find that rotation from the pelvis, lifting off of your left or right elbow, and exhale, drag it in. So this should really feel like a lot of connection deeply through the middle of your body as the pelvis and the ribs rotate, as the arm and the legs extend. The right is supporting the left. We're holding and breathing. See if you can swivel the left pelvis and left ribs down towards the mat a little bit more for 3. Lengthening and reaching for 2. And bring it all the way down. Okay, we're going to come onto our right side all the way down onto the mat. I like the right ear on the right biceps. You can adjust as needed. Left hand is in front of you for balance support. We're going to start by lengthening both legs so long they hover off the mat, so they're in a closed parallel position. And then with intention, we're going to flex the feet, creasing at the front side of the ankles. Hold. Holding both legs off the mat, holding the right leg off the mat, we're going to lift and just crease at the outer left hip and bring both legs strongly back together. Inhale, lengthen, reach. And exhale, bring it back together. If you have a sensitive low back today, I want you to send more energy to not the height of the left leg, but more about 2 imaginary panes of glass, sandwiching you front to back. Really get the core engaged as we're balancing on our side. If it's feeling aggressive, you can bring your right leg down to the floor. Keep moving with the left side. We're going to go for a few more here. Keep both feet flexed a lot. Bottom leg is hovered if that's accessible. Can you reach the left inner thigh longer than the sole of your left foot? Can you reach the right inner thigh longer than the sole of your right foot? Hold the left leg up. 5, 4, 3, 2. Both legs come together. Keep them up. Now both legs lift and reach and bring it back down. Both legs lift and reach and bring it back down. So you may notice that some of these moves are really similar to what we do either with a loop on our top foot, like when we're on a reformer portion of our machine, or even when we do sideline work on our chair with our hand on the pedal. Here we go for 2. Last one, hold. And we're gonna bring the legs back to the hover. Now everything's working together. Right and left are working together. Imagine that. Keep your knees in line with your hips. And we're gonna exhale, crease behind the knees. Keep the feet flexed a lot. Get them as close as you can to parallel into a 90-ish degree angle behind you. And then we're gonna inhale, extend, reach, and lengthen. I know some of you on this call today were in class with me last week. When we did our short spine stretch and we were bending the knees with our feet in the loops, can we find that same sensation? It's a ton of hamstring connection all the way up through the waistline, but we've got this major balance challenge by flipping it on its side. Inhale, lengthen the legs, stretch inner thighs longer than soles of feet. Exhale, crease, stretching the knees away from your hips. Hold in that 90-ish degree bend. 5, knees stretch longer from hips. 4, 3, we're not quite done with our side bending series yet. 2, and lengthen the legs open. We are going to open the front side of the ankles now. We're like an arrow, a super long arrow. It's going to be a balance challenge. Here we go. We're going to exhale, both legs sweep forward. Inhale, both legs come back to that arrow. So it does not have to be a lot. We do not want the low back to curve. We want it to stay neutral. So the pelvis is staying as steady as possible as the legs are moving and sweeping through the domes of your pelvis. Exhale, bring it forward. Inhale, lengthen back. Here we go for 3. Inhale as you reach. Try to keep your ribs long on both sides. For 2. This is going to be our last one. Make it count. Stretch both legs long. Reach both sides of the waistline long. Inhale and bring the legs down. Beautiful job. Okay, we're going to roll onto our backs and we're going to open up some space through the hips and through the low back. So lay on your back. Feet are 4 inches apart, parallel. And we're going to imprint our arms strongly down into the mat. And then we're going to slowly peel all the way up to the top of a bridge. Let's do a few like that. Exhale as you melt down. Opening up spaces in our spine. I like to think about our spine like a pearl necklace. So rather than thinking about the pearls themselves down, can you send the pearl down, but then stretch the string between the next pearl? Stretch the spring. Stretch the string, not the spring. Stretch the string. So you're finding length as you set it down rather than just kind of dropping everything down. Same thing when you pick it up. Find length, find openness, find space between your vertebra as you lift. Recruit your glutes and melt down from behind the heart. Strongly imprinting the soles of your feet into the ground, the body working together, top to bottom, left to right. We're going to hold the next one up. We're going to rotate from the pelvis, very small movement. A little melt to the right, right hip dips a little, bring it back through center on an exhale. Inhale, left hip dips a little, and bring it back through center. You can have arms up for additional challenge. That's going to be more of a challenge through the hips, through the glutes, through the core. If you're feeling yourself grip in with your hamstrings, recruit your glutes, keep working. You can also set your arms down onto the mat to give yourself some support. Sending more energy into the soles of the feet is going to help you find that lift. Let's go one more time, dipping towards the right. And unwind one more time, dipping towards the left. Hold it through center, pause. Now we're going to go down with a flat back. So try not to roll. Think about that pearl necklace being dragged out at a diagonal and slowly lowering down. It's not curving, not curving, not curving. Hold, barely hovered. This should feel like major core activation. My pants are in touch with the mat, but I'm not intending any weight down. I'm hovering for 5. Hands in prayer, lots of energy strong through your palms for 4. For 3, 2, and exhale. Set it all the way down. All right, let's go ahead and come onto our left forearm and stack your knees. So we're going to go into that side plank setup with a rotation. So we're going to pick up your left hip off the ground, And then we're gonna hover the right leg up and off, okay? Then we rotate from the pelvis, inhale, rotate, extend, reach, exhale, back through center. Inhale, finding the right pelvis, side of the pelvis, and the right ribs rotate down, and exhale, bring it back through center. As we work through this, focusing on the support we're getting from the left side. Every double entendre intended. Finding the support, finding the work that we can do together to move our bodies and our spirits forward. Everything working together is how we succeed. So keep breathing. Inhale as you rotate. I'm going to come check on you guys. I know this is a new variation. So let's see what we got. Keep working, gang. Inhale as you rotate, and exhale as we gather towards center. Beautiful. If it's aggressive, you can have your bottom hip down. See how that feels in your body. Beautiful. Can I see a little more lift off of the left elbow? Can you receive a little more into your core? These look really nice, guys. Find that reach and extension every time. We're going to hold this next one. So we're going to hold and breathe in your rotation. So as much as you can, right ribs and right pelvis turn down towards the mat, stretching and reaching with length for 4, for 3, onto our side in 2, and bring it all the way down. Okay, we're on our left side now. I like left ear on biceps. If you have a better position, you go ahead and find that for your side lying series. We're going to start with 2 straight legs. You can even take a glance down and make sure that your legs are directly off of your ribs and your pelvis, so we're like an arrow. And then we're going to flex both feet a lot. I have my left leg hovered already, so you can bring both legs stretched so long that they hover. Hold. Ask for a deeper crease at the front side of your ankles, like you're standing on the ground or on a jump board. Okay, keeping everything long and organized like that, I'm going to ask you before we move, can you send your right foot longer than your left, like just by 1 millimeter? Pause, and then can you stretch the left foot to meet that? Can you get more length? You should feel a lot more effort through the core once you find that length. All right, here we go. We're going to pick up the right leg. That's an inhale. And exhale, bring it back down. Doesn't have to be far. If you have me in your sights, if you're not looking towards the wall in front of you, we want to make sure that it's not about how high we lift. It's more about that crease on the outer hip. So find the crease on the outer hip. I also like to think about the bottom left rib. So if you can find that in your mind's eye, the lowest rib you have on your left side near the mat, but ideally not resting. Can you find it drawing up and out at a diagonal through your right hip? See if you can find that connection. Inhaling to reach and exhaling, bring it back down. Maybe even close your eyes for a second and visualize the top of your thigh bone tipping in rather than your foot lifting up. Inhale as you reach. Maybe find a little breath behind both knees, but without causing a bend. Just find some breath there. Yeah, there you go. Good. All right, let's hold the legs together, but still hovered. Flex the feet even more. Ask for a deeper crease at the front side of the ankles. Find that breath in behind your kneecaps. Little lift and little lower. Good. If it's aggressive through your low back, bottom leg can always rest. And then you just continue to move the top leg, but in a lower range of movement. So we're not going as high. As we lift, we want to make sure that those bottom ribs don't drop. Lengthening and reaching. Magnetize your outer thighs. Think about your outer thighs like bookends, really strongly imprinting in towards one another. Here we go for 4. For 3, we're going to go into that knee bend next. In 2. Hold the legs hovered, pause. To the best of your ability, keep your knees in line with your hips. Slowly exhale, fold the legs back behind you. It's a major balance challenge. Get to a 90-ish degree bend, and then inhale, lengthen, reach, stretch, open space. I'm going to move away from the wall a little bit, keep working, but every time we bend, we want the knees to stay in line with the hips, opening space on the front side of the hips, creasing at the knees, reaching and opening with length. And inhale, extend and reach. Let's hold this last one back. Hold and breathe. Imagine you have your feet in straps, so you've got some resistance under the arches of your feet for 3, for 2. Open the legs all the way long. Yawn open the front side of the ankles, keeping the pelvis stacked. And then we're going to exhale, crease forward, legs come forward just a little, both legs, and inhale, send it back. If that's aggressive to you, can also always be just the top leg. Exhale, creasing forward. I like to think of this as either upstretch preparation or also work like a plank to pike. But we're on our side, so we're changing the orientation, we're changing the balance challenge, but we're activating the deep abdominals, working really sincerely with our legs. So the abdominals are holding up our legs. Here we go. Last one, exhale forward, thigh bones sink deeply into pelvis. Inhale, lengthen back, and set the legs down onto the mat. All right, gorgeous. Let's come on up, gang. We are going to rise onto your feet. If you have dumbbells, go ahead and grab them. If not, we're going to work with empty hands, and that's fine too. We're going to stand towards the top of the mat. Right foot's going to stay where it is. Left leg steps back. So starting with 2 straight legs, okay? Starting with 2 straight legs. We're going to bring the arms up and overhead for the first few. Arms are long, dumbbells or not. Then we're going to exhale as we bow forward. Keep your back leg long for these first few. Inhale, lengthen all the way back up to 2 straight legs. So my right half of the pelvis is rolling over the top of the right thigh bone. And inhale, pick it up. 2 more. The left leg is nice and long, and it is working as a counterbalance point, but we're not locking into it. Let them work together. The inner thighs narrowing towards each other. Hold here. Hold with your torso tipped forward, left leg long. I'm going to invite a little bend into the left leg. Arms can come down to your sides, just behind your body. And extend. So we're going through a little fascial flossing here in the left leg, plus a little. So it's a little bit deeper bend than a fascial floss, but there should be some shaking happening here. Here we go for 3. We're going to go into a right arm rotation, a little windmill in 2. It's going to be a balance challenge, so take it at your own pace. Hold the left leg long. Lighten up the weight in the left toes. The right arm comes forward, sweep it forward. Shoulder blade comes down. Ribs turn. Glue your eyes to something to assist you with balance. Arm goes behind you and bring it forward. My left arm is just staying in line with the hip. The right arm is rotating, the ribs are turning, my head and eyes are turning, major balance challenge, and bring it forward. 1 more time like that. Inhale up, rotating as we exhale, bring the arm down. Both arms sweep forward, torso turns upright, lowering down to the mat. 5, left knee bending a lot. 4, right hip creasing a lot. 3, 2, and both knees come down. All right, set the dumbbells away if you have them. We're going to go into our upper body jump sequence. We're going to do it with side flexion today. So hands come onto the mat, and I'm going to ask your toes to touch, knees to open wide. We're going to exhale, elbows come down, similar to how if we were on a jump board with our hands. And then we're going to inhale, pick it up. Start with a few of those. We'll get into the side bending in a moment. Exhale down, inhale, pick it up. Opening the front side of the hips. Lengthening the spine, finding your sitting bones narrowing as we lift. And exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring it down. All right, we're going to bring the arms up if that's accessible to you today. So that would be option A is how we started, arms down. Option B is going to increase the cardio challenge, increase the stability challenge, and increase the mobility through your shoulders. We're going to layer on again as we raise. We're going to side bend. That's an inhale. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, side bend other direction. Exhale, bring it down. I'm going to turn towards you. Keep working. So it doesn't have to be a great big side bend. The idea is to open space as we arc, Exhale down. Inhale, lift, and engaging the core as we do sincere work through the hips and the deep abdominals to lower and raise. Finding space and openness, understanding that we can work both sides together. So even when we're arcing in one direction, the opposite waistline is working to pick us back up. Finding that synergy, finding everything working together. Last one. Inhale, pick it up, arc, and set it back down. All right, we're gonna flip onto our backs and we're gonna go into scissors, but we're gonna give the option of doing this elevated, okay? So you have the option of having your legs or your booty down on the ground, and then we can do our scissors here like this. I'm in a soft turnout. You can always bend the legs, okay? So that would be option A. Bent knees are gonna be less aggressive on your back. Option B is to come up onto your pelvis with your hands under your hips. So this is mimicking the idea of feet in straps, okay? Once we are held up with our hands, don't rest heavily into your hands. Rely more on your abdominals. Adjust your elbows as necessary. And then we're going to scissor the legs from here. Inhale. One leg goes forward. Exhale together. Inhale. Scissor apart. Exhale together. Inhale. And exhale. So you have the option of being down on your hips or up on your shoulders. You're choosing. Maybe try to imagine there's a spring between your inner thighs and between your ankles. Find two imaginary springs. That's going to get you a lot more connected and not just in the mode of kicking legs around. Keep working. Thinking about lifting and opening space, intentioning from the tops of your thigh bones and your inner thighs. Here we go for 3. This is 2. We're going to do our lunge on the other side. Last one. Bring your legs together. If you're up on your hips or shoulders, slowly roll all the way back down. Rise up, and then we're going to rise onto our feet. Dumbbells or no dumbbells, entirely up to you. So we're going to have our feet 4 inches apart, parallel. Left foot is forward. Right leg steps back. 2 straight legs to start with. We're going to bring our arms up alongside our ears. On this side, let's swivel up our arms so palms face forward. On the exhale, left hip creases, left knee bends, and we bow forward. That's an exhale. Inhale, 2 straight legs, nice and tall. Exhale, rolling pelvis over the top of your left thigh bone. Inhale, lengthen, lift, and reach. Exhaling, bow, stretch, finding support, but not a kickstand in the right leg behind you. So the mobility is happening through the left hip, but also the support through the right leg and the right waistline. Here we go, last one, holding forward for 4, 3, 2, arms come to your sides. Now I have my palms facing behind me rather than in. We're going to tip our torso upright. So now I have ribs right on top of pelvis, and to the count of 5, we're lowering to the ground. 5, lowering down 4. Here we go for 3, crown of head stretching away from the right knee for 2, and bring it all the way down. Okay, set your dumbbells aside. We're going to go into a rolling plank. So we're going to bring our elbows down onto the mat, palms are flat, and you're going to step your feet 4 inches apart, parallel. Hold here. First thing we're going to do is start to rock the feet to the right. The legs and the pelvis follow. We load into the right shoulder and left arm opens. Now we're in a side plank, a little bit twisted plank. And then we're going to exhale, go through center, feet tip towards the left, legs, pelvis, pouring your weight into the left shoulder and the left elbow, and then bring it back through center. So take these at your own pace, keep breathing. It's an inhale to open, lengthen, reach. Exhale, rolling through center, squaring everything out. Inhale, other direction. Keep going on your side. I'm going to come take a peek, just a few more here. You can always be on knees if it's aggressive today. Pay attention to your body. You can always rock hips if your shoulders are sensitive today. You can rock hips rather than loading into the opposite shoulder. Let's do one more each side. So tipping towards the right, emptying the weight into the right shoulder, lengthening the body. Left elbow comes down, square it out. Pouring into the left shoulder and bring it all the way in. All right, gorgeous. Let's come onto our backs and we're going to go into a little jump sequence with some extra items of fun. So lay all the way down onto your backs, please. And I'm going to invite first, hands interlace under the base of your skull to pick your head up off the mat. Your elbows should be visible from the corners of your eyes. We're going to take the right leg into tabletop and we're going to stretch the left leg out. So we're going to start with just the ankle mobility on the left leg. So my left leg is hovered off the mat. The left leg is long and I am flexing like I'm landing on the jump board. And then open the front side of the ankle like you're flying. So it would be like a straight leg jump if you were on a jump board. Here we go for 2. We're going to switch sides. Keeping the head off the mat if that is accessible to you. Left leg floats into tabletop. Both legs are tabletop. Keep the left leg where it is. Stretch the right leg out. And then we're mobilizing that ankle. Lengthening and reaching. Creasing at the ankle. And opening. Just a few more here. Head can be set down if it's feeling aggressive. Really use your shoulders and your mid-back to hold your head and your neck. Last one, come back into tabletop position. We're going to go for a jog. What that means is we have 2 straight legs out. Keep them bent if it's aggressive today. And then we're going to land right leg forward. 2 straight legs out, land left leg forward. 2 straight legs out, flying. Exhale, land right leg. 2 straight legs and land. A couple more like this. 2 straight legs and land. Here we go for 4. Here we go for 3. You have 2. Last one. Bring both into tabletop. Pause. Taking our hands behind both thighs to get us deeper into an abdominal curl. Then we are going to send the left leg long. It's going to hover. I have left and right hand behind my right thigh. And we're going to open that right leg up deep in your abdominal curl. 5, 4. Good news. We're switching sides in 2. Keep your legs straight. Switch sides. Here we go. Lengthen, reach. Use the hands to lift you into a nice abdominal flexion. Switch sides again. Here we go. Lengthening and reaching. 3, 2. Switch sides. Lengthening and reaching. Can you get even higher up your spine off the mat? Last time on the right, here we go. Lengthening, lifting, keeping space, even in our curl. Other side, last time. Here we go for 3, for 2, and bring it all the way in. Knees come in. Last thing we're going to do together today before we start stretching it out, we're going to roll up like a little ball. So I like to hold the outsides of my feet. You can hold the insides if you prefer, go outside of your legs, okay? So I'm in a little turned out position. My feet are close together. I'm going to roll back and see if I can pick it up. Oh, the first one was messy. That's okay. And pick it up. The idea is not to only roll with momentum. That's what I'm showing. I'm going to back off and hold my ankles rather than feet. That's what's better for me today. And the aim is to come up on top and perch like this, okay? So if the feet weren't for you, you can go to ankles. That's what's serving me today. Woo! Oh my gosh, you guys, I think it's clear I haven't done these in a minute. So just take your time. Give yourself grace. They're not always going to be perfect the first few out. That's okay. And I want you to fight for that finishing position. Maybe less momentum is the answer. That was the answer for me. I was getting a little excitable over here. and sending too much momentum and not enough core and breath control. So find just a few more like that, massaging the spine, opening space, the body working together in harmony, top to bottom, left to right, inside out. We're going to hold this last one in our teaser position. Hold and breathe, lengthening and reaching for 5. Find space in your spine for 3, for 2, and bring your feet all the way down. All right, spectacular job, you guys. We're going to take a little hip opening stretch. We're going to take the right leg forward and the left leg back. We want to just make sure that we're not finding a passive chill out and just kind of seeing how far we can fold and what kind of a shape we can create. Can you actively send your right hip away from your right shoulder? Actively imprinting your right shin or side of the calf into the mat. I have light weight in my hands and a lot of effort through the core and the middle and the hip. Last 2. And unwind that. Let's take the other side straight away. So left leg is going to come forward, right leg goes back. And again, this is not a passive chill moment. This is an active opening, an active reach. So I'm asking the left hip to stretch down and back. See if you can find the left hip stretching down and back. See if you can take some weight out of your hands and wrists and shoulders and receive that into your middle and into your hip. And come up. Last thing I'm going to ask us to do together today is our spinal jump rope. So if this is new to you, we're going to come into a 4-point kneeling position. And we can start with cat-cow, just to understand the mechanics there. Something simple that we all know how to do. So we're unfurling, opening, and lengthening. And then we're exhaling and rounding. Okay? So if that's a good choice for you today, you can stay right there. If you want to layer on, what we do is we round up. I'm going to shift my ribs to the right like a jump rope. And then to go into the cow portion, I'm going to stretch the ribs down through center. And I'm circling them over to the left to return up to cat. Again, towards the right. Sweeping ribs, shifting. My hips and shoulders are shifting too. That's okay. And then hanging the ribs down and lifting up and over. My neck and head are part of the equation too. Come back through center. We are in a cat pose. And then we're going to shift the ribs to the left. And then we inhale down through the cow. The right ribs shift to the right. Exhale up through center. Everything is squared through center. Inhale, left ribs. Everything shifts to the left a little bit, arcing down through the middle. Exhale, rounding up, finishing in a cat pose. And unfurling, sinking hips down and back into a child's pose for 3. 2, releasing tension in our spirit, in our bodies. Slowly unfurl, come all the way up. And my friends, beautiful work. I will see you next time.